This is Police Sergeant Kelly Palmer of Lincolnshire Police, and she is speaking out with a warning that should shake this country to its core. According to Palmer, the truth is brutal. There is no real policing anymore. What we see instead, she says, is a hollow system built on box-ticking exercises, damage control and cover-ups. A system where protecting institutions has become more important than protecting people. She describes how frontline officers, the very people who signed up to serve and protect communities, now openly admit they fear for their own lives, not just from the dangers on the streets, but from a system that punishes honesty and rewards silence. Palmer exposes how councils, social workers, judges, and senior police officers have become tangled in this culture of covering up their own failures rather than facing them head on. Instead of standing with children and families who desperately need protection, the priority has shifted to shielding reputations and preserving careers. It's a devastating indictment of modern policing, an admission that the system has lost its moral compass. And it isn't coming from critics on the outside, it's coming from a serving officer on the inside. When a police sergeant is willing to risk everything to say that Britain no longer has real policing, we all have to ask, if those sworn to uphold the law can't trust the system, how can the public? Let's have a watch of the video, but first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. We have released our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. There are 2 different variants which come in black and blue. You can find them at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's get into today's video. Have a watch.
I'm Sergeant Kelly Palmer. I'm in Lincolnshire Police. It's almost like watching, I describe it as Titanic. Like where we are now, it's like basically watching a ship go towards an iceberg and you can't do anything to stop it. So bottom level, there's absolutely no way I would join a force now for 27 grand and do what we're doing. Not a chance. If I could do my time, if I was starting now, I wouldn't join, basically. Because it consumes you. It literally consumes you. The amount of times my brother said to me, obviously they don't discuss like per se work with him, but he's like, Kelly, you need to calm down. You need to stop worrying about it. You end up thinking, I end up thinking every single day I'm going to get sacked. Everything is bum covering now. We're not policing anymore. We're arse covering constantly. And it just means that we don't do police work. All we do is basically we go to a job, we spend an hour doing paperwork afterwards, and then we go to the next job and we spend another. We don't police. We literally deal with everything else but policing. We're social workers, we're like counsellors, we're fire, we're everything. Then we're living in fear. Literally, we're living in fear of we'll do something a teeny tiny bit wrong. We can't be robust. I've seen so much body-worn footage with officers where when I first started you could be robust with people, and I'm still robust because that's me, I'm not changing how I am basically, where officers are literally frightened of putting hands on, like saying anything to them because they're scared of complaints and scared of getting served papers, and we're living under that constantly. I'm going to be honest, there's a huge amount of officers now we have restricted within the force due to injury on duty. I mean, why would you come and be a cop like when you can go and work in a, like, I mean, my husband works for the Welsh Government and earns the same amount as me, and he's got far less risk than I have. And it's like, so why would you? Why would you bother? Far less scrutiny, better working environment. I mean, agile working is something that police really need to look into. Why would you do it? Like, if you're a bin man, like, why would you come in? Like I said, if I was a new cop now, I wouldn't do it. I literally would be like, nope, not going to bother. I'm not going to live on the breadline, get 7 balls kicked out of me, get no support from within my ranks, outside my ranks, from the public. If I there's no way I'd join. I would just be like, nah, I'll go and work for a council, or I'll go and be a train driver and then 60k. Like, why would you put yourself on the street? I'm Sergeant Kelly Palmer.
In other news, Dame Andrea Jenkins has launched a scathing attack on Soft Touch Britain as she fiercely defended anti-migrant hotel protests this weekend. Speaking to the media, the Reform UK Mayor for Greater Lincolnshire stated that Britons have had no say in the housing of illegal migrants in hotels and HMOs across the country. Londoners continued to demonstrate in Canary Wharf this weekend as they protested against the housing of asylum seekers there. Defending the protests, Ms. Jenkins told the media, I want to focus on the people. The British public didn't ask for this, and they've had no say in this with both governments. I wouldn't want it on my doorstep. And I don't blame every parent out there going out to peacefully protest for your children's safety and your children's future. I found it heartbreaking. Ms. Jenkins argued that as a parent, it is something Britons shouldn't put up with any longer. She stated, "As a parent, we should no longer have to put up with this, but it's not going to change why we continue to be soft-touch Britain, which creates this pull and they keep coming over." Asked by host Ben Leo what Reform UK would do to tackle the migrant crisis, Ms. Jenkins suggested that offshore processing would be favoured by leader Nigel Farage. Ms. Jenkins explained, "Well, in that press conference we did in London, or about 6 weeks ago, Nigel said we would process them, we'd process them, send them back. We're looking into a host country to send them to as well, but the most important thing is we've got to stop these benefits. We've got to stop them getting cinema tickets, stop them going in HMOs, we've got to turn them back. That's the only thing we can do. And on top of that, stop them getting a daily allowance." Questioned by Ben on Shadow Justice Minister Robert Jenrick's appearance at the Epping anti-migrant hotel protest, Mrs. Jenkins highlighted how he was immigration minister for years and didn't take such action. Ms. Jenkins concluded, "Robert is still a mate, and I think anybody who goes to call it out, brilliant. But we cannot forget that Robert was the immigration minister. How many years was he the minister? Even as a backbencher, I was speaking out, holding debates and challenging the government on it." In conclusion, Dame Andrea Jenkins' intervention reflects the increasingly fierce debate surrounding migration and its impact on local communities. She framed the protests not as acts of hostility, but as the natural response of parents and families who feel ignored, sidelined, and placed at risk by government policy. Repeatedly, she stressed that ordinary Britons were never consulted about hotels and HMOs being used to house asylum seekers, and argued that frustration is now spilling over into public demonstrations across the country. For Jenkins, the problem is rooted in what she calls soft-touch Britain, a system she claims encourages more arrivals by offering benefits and allowances while placing the burden on local communities. She suggested that Reform UK, under Nigel Farage, would pursue a harder line through offshore processing, tighter restrictions on state support, and a policy of turning people back at the border. Her criticism also extended to figures like Robert Jenrick, who she noted had years in government to act, but failed to deliver meaningful change. Ultimately, Jenkins positioned herself and her party as the ones willing to confront an issue that she believes has been neglected for too long. In her view, the migrant crisis is no longer just a political debate. It is a matter of public safety, fairness, and giving a voice back to the British people. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.